Imagine this. You've worked tirelessly to rebuild your life. Sobriety is your foundation. A hard-won accomplishment you fight to protect every single day. But instead of encouragement, you face subtle sabotage. Your partner doesn't just dismiss your efforts. They weaponize your words, twist your actions, and use your vulnerabilities against you. They don't stop there. They involve the children. Your kids, the ones you love the most, and turned into messengers or spies, carrying their narratives to undermine you. What happens to that child when they grow up? What happens when they realize the spouse they were pitted against was the one trying to hold everything together? What if by the time they see the truth, it's too late? Because that spouse couldn't bear the weight of depression, isolation, and manipulation any longer. This is the reality for many, and it's a conversation we must have. Sobriety is not just about abstaining from substances. It's about building a life of peace, resilience, and joy. But what happens when the very person who should support you, the person you call your partner, actively works against that? This is the reality of living with a covert narcissistic partner. Unlike overt narcissists who dominate with loud demands, covert narcissists undermine you in the shadows. Their manipulation is subtle but devastating, dismissing your struggles, using your children to deliver hurtful messages, or even turning your own progress into a weapon. They know you're fighting for your sobriety, yet they deliberately push the exact buttons that threaten your stability. And when you react, when you stand up for yourself, they paint you as the villain. How do you stay sober in the face of this? How do you protect your peace when every day feels like an emotional minefield? Behavior breakdown. Recognizing the patterns. 1. Weaponizing children. Imagine this. Your child comes to you with a message clearly planted by your partner. Maybe it's a complaint disguised as their concern. Or maybe it's a subtle question meant to spy on you. The child becomes a tool in their campaign to control the narrative and undermine the position in the home. What happens to the child? Children in these situations grow up confused, burdened with loyalty, conflicts, emotional manipulation. They may carry guilt for years, knowing they were used to harm a parent who loved them. Sometimes they realize the truth too late, after irreparable damage has been done. Why do they do this? Covert narcissists often involve children because they see them as an extension of their control. By manipulating the child, they maintain power over the family dynamic while shielding themselves from accountability. Twisting boundaries and reactions. You set boundaries to protect your sobriety. to prioritize your mental health. But when you assert yourself, your partner flips the narrative. Look at how you're treating me. Suddenly, your valid responses to their cruelty are used as evidence of your supposed mistreatment. Why, you may ask? This is classic deflection. By focusing on your reaction, they avoid addressing their behavior. 3. Triggering vulnerabilities. They know you're fighting for your sobriety, yet they deliberately push your buttons, bringing up painful memories, dismissing your progress, or refusing to acknowledge milestones. Why? If you falter, they can reclaim the upper hand. Your struggle reinforces their dominance in the relationship. Sobriety requires a stable foundation, but covert narcissistic behaviors create a constant state of instability. The use of children as messengers or spies, dismissive remarks about your struggles, and the consistent twisting of boundaries can push even the strongest person toward the edge. This is why many people in these dynamics face mental health crises, depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. The weight of manipulation and isolation can become unbearable, especially when you feel unheard and unsupported. But here's the truth. You are stronger than their tactics. Your sobriety is yours. Your strength is yours. They cannot take that away unless you let them. Here's how you protect yourself. 1. Recognize the patterns. Naming the behaviors help you take back your power. When they use children, twist your words, or dismiss your progress, remind yourself that this is about their insecurity, not your worth. 2. Anchor yourself in sobriety tools. Use affirmations like, I choose peace over chaos, or practices like journaling, meditation, or preparing nurturing meals to ground yourself in moments of turmoil. 3. Seek support beyond the relationship. A therapist, a support group, a trusted friend can help validate experiences and provide tools to stay focused on your goals. 4. Protect the children. Teach your kids about healthy communication and boundaries without vilifying the other parent. Encourage only dialogue and provide a safe space for them to express their feelings. Now, I want to speak directly to the covert narcissist. Do you see the damage you're causing? Do you understand the long-term harm of using your children as weapons in your battles? Imagine this. Years from now, your children see the truth. They realize the parents you turned them against was the one who tried to hold everything together. How will you answer their questions? How will you explain the manipulation, the division, the pain you caused? Here's the truth. You have a choice. You can continue to weaponize your family, or you can stop. You can choose accountability, empathy, and healing. And to you, the one enduring this dynamic while fighting for your sobriety, you are not alone. Your strength, your resilience, and your commitment to healing are remarkable. Protect your peace without guilt. Celebrate your milestones without apology. Remember, their actions are a reflection of their pain, not your worth. Your sobriety is not just about avoiding substances. It's about reclaiming your life, your joy, and your peace. To covert narcissists, how long will you let fear and control define you? To their partner, how long will you let their words overshadow your truth? Today I challenge you to choose growth, peace, and healing. Because your sobriety, your family, and your life are worth fighting for. Thank you. Stay awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. And stay blessed. You got this.